Hello and welcome. Today I'll show you how you can install an observer for a data guard configuration in a third site. I already have my Oracle databases, the primary and standby setup. So this is my primary data guard database. This is my standby. I'll open them in new tabs. This is the primary database. As you can see, this is in mount mode. Sorry, this is as you can see, this is the database in the primary mode. Right here. This shows the peer database in standby mode. And here, this is the database in primary mode. So I go back to the configuration here, the database systems. Yep. So what I'll do is I'll provision an instance with Oracle Linux and install the Oracle client, not the instant client, but Oracle client, and then have it. So this is the observer node. I'll name it observer. Have this 2 cores with 14 gigs of RAM. Place it in my VCN in the public subnet. Have my public keys. And then create the virtual machine. For this, I'm going to use the Oracle client version 19, which can be found in link here. And then you'll have to download that into the Linux machine here that you provision to your observer. I'll navigate into my observer now. Here's the IP. I'll just do a quick update of this installed packages. There we go. go. Everything is installed. Then I enable the repo for Oracle Linux 8 Code Ready Builder. Then I install the X11 packages together with the database pre-install package so that my Oracle user and all install groups get created. I can also do this manually, but it's always better to use the Oracle pre-install packages. So I'm doing this just to enable the X11 forwarding on the observer node so that I can install the Oracle client. Changing the SSH config, HD config for X11 forwarding. There we go. Offset. Use localhost, no. And then I do a quick reboot. Wait for the machine to be available. Getting there. There we go. We're in. Now, let's do, oh yeah, I forgot something. I should provide the -X for X11 forwarding. And now I do a touch and then X block. Then, as you can see, we have forwarding. Now I do a X out list. Copy this. And then I do an echo display to get the display parameters. And then I switch into the Oracle user. Do the same thing with its authority. Add the previous record to the XOF. And then export display. Now I'll do Xblock again with Oracle. As you can see, I have port forwarding. Now I'll download the Oracle client. Unzip the client. Go to the client itself, then run installer. As you can see, I have the installation here. Yeah, move forward. Installation directories, and then I simply install. Then I open up a new shall I open up a new terminal? Because once this is done, this is going to ask me to run shell script with the root user, and then that's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm just preparing things up front. There we go. Done. Exit, exit, exit. And okay, this is also done. Thank you. Close. Clear. Now I'll go into my bash profile. And then add the ports to here. So this has client bin and client bin. And then this also has the TNS admin. And then let me just check Data Guard Manager. I need to exit, come back, Data Guard Manager. There we go. The next thing we need to do is to add the TNS names definitions, the TNS names aliases. And for that, I will move on to my databases. Let me go to the primary data guard database, Oracle database, DB connection, copy. I'll name this, where's my database name? Primary DG. Okay, I go to my TNS names directory. There's nothing there. TNS names.aura. And then copy this one more time. Or better yet, I will move to the instance itself. This is my primary database. Okay, the service name is Oracle Primary. That's what I'll name it. Because otherwise, right here, this is what I need. Because otherwise, the data guard broker cannot find this particular service or TNS alias. And then the same goes for the data guard, the standby database. Wrong one. Here we go. And then I have my, oh yeah, okay, I have both of those created, so even better. So my first instance is Oracle primary, and the standby is QHB. Wonderful. Now I go to my primary database, again into the bin folder, and then I go do a data guard manager. Then I do connect sys. And then let's check out the configuration first. Fast start failover disabled. We're going to enable this. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the standby site. This is already enabled. So what we can do is we can start the observer in the standby first, and then on primary, so that we're going to have a running primary database, primary observer, and then we're going to see the observer on the third site. So start observer. So standby is, the observer is running on the standby site now. Let's show the configuration. As you can see, the observer is on the standby site. And then we will do the same thing. Start observer here. The better idea here is to start everything on with no help, because now you can't just shut this down. Anyway, okay. Now we go back to the third site, data guard manager, connect sys at Oracle primary. And then this is the third site, which is a standalone virtual machine. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to do show configuration verbose. As you can see, we have primary, we have standby. What we can do is we can switch the observer from standby to primary, and then start the observer here on the third site. So here's how it's going to work. I'll just find the documentation here. We're going to do set master observer to, and then primary. Then we'll do show configuration verbose. As you can see, primary is the observer now. And here we'll do start observer on this side. So as you can see, now the observer on the third site is also running. What I'll do right now is to move to create another connection into the observer virtual machine. And then I do data guard manager. And then I do connect sys at the primary database. Put in the database password, show configuration verbose. This is not going to work. Show configuration verbose. Then you can see this is still the primary, and then we do set master observer to observer. This is the name of my observer node. And then we do show configuration verbose again. Then you can see this is my third site. And now my observer on the third site is the master observer. Configuration is success. Lag limit is 30 seconds, threshold is 30 seconds. Then let's go and shut down my first site, which is the primary data guard. Or better yet, let's log in and initiate an unexpected reboot. This is, as you can see, my primary database. And then what I'll do is sudo reboot. Let's see what happens. So connection to host lost. Primary database not reachable. Performing failover. Still trying to connect to primary database, disconnecting from standby, connection to primary restored, failover succeeded. Now primary databases are standby, our previous standby database. We can go and check this out in the standby configuration. Now I would expect to see that this is in mount mode. So another thing that I would do is go into the standby database and see if I can connect with SQL Developer. How I'll approach this is test, connect succeeded, save, connect, and there we go. I have connectivity to the previous standby. As you can see, the database is here, archive mode, high availability, resynchronization, remote archive enabled. And then you can see, what is this? Data guard broker enabled, and database role is primary. And then I'll move on to the other database, primary data guard database. I'll just name it primary DG, save, test. And as you can see, there's no connectivity here because the database is not up and running yet. Connectivity could not be established. So here, my standby database, I'll just save this, yep, cancel. My standby database has been promoted into primary. And then once the primary gets up and running, then it's going to be reinstated automatically. So yes, this is what I wanted to show you. This is quite straightforward. And the only different thing that you're going to do is just start the observers with no hop. And I'll also add that into the documentation. If you have any questions, please put them in chat, not in chat, but in the comment section below. Thank you. or maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer for the database, the old database to be up and running. Currently, there is no listener here. And make sure you check out the official documentation that I'll provide in the description as well.